Data types in SQL Server. Okay, so before we understand the different types of data types, first of all, let us see what is a data type. Okay, so what is a data type? It is nothing but the type of the data. Data type is nothing but the type of the data, whether it is a numeric data or it's an integer data type or decimal data type, or whether it's a string data type. Let's say you want to store a person name in your table. Obviously the person name is a text data type. It's a, instead of saying text in SQL Server, we call it a character data type or where character data type, where character. Okay, and if you want to store the unit price, is a decimal number. If you want to store this sales value, it's a decimal value. If you want to specify the quantity, it is a it's a whole number, right? It is an integer. Science, to store different values, it requires different data type. So numeric data type, string data. Let's say if you create a column, employee name, with the numeric data type, you think you can insert the text? No, it will fail. It will throw an error. Hence, logically, you can assign the appropriate data type for the columns that you wanted to have it in your table. Okay, so we have numeric data type, string data type. So here it is called as a character data type, and then you have date and time. Binary data type is very common, right? So other data types are also available. So we have something called numeric data type, right? So the numeric data type, if you see here, there are two classes are available: integer and decimal. This is very common in almost all the programming language, including Power BI, right? But within the integer itself, there are different types of, or the different variants of integer data types are available. Big int, integer, small int, tiny int, bit. For example, you want to store how many number of floors are there in your apartment. Tiny int, more than sufficient. None of the apartment will goes beyond the 3 digits, right? No one say maximum 110, 115, 150 floors are there. No one say 1,000 floors are there. It will not go beyond 3 digits, right? And age of a person, it will not go beyond 2 digits, right? Sorry, maybe 3 digits maximum. Some people, they live for 100 years, 112 years and all, right? So 3 digits, maximum 3 digits, it will not go beyond. In that kind of situation, you can use tiny int. Now the question is, why can't I use big int to store the what is going to happen? If you store what level, it will consume more space. It's something like you are hiring a 10 bedroom house, wherein some days only 3 people will stay in that house, and some days 10 people will stay in the house. Sometimes only 5 people will stay in this. So for example, most of the time 3 people, 5 people, and 6 people will stay in that 10 bedroom house. In that case, what is going to happen is, let's say 3 people or let's say 5 people, they stay. So each person, even if they require one single bedroom, remaining 5 rooms are completely waste, right? Nobody's talking. It is idle. Nobody. Same way when it comes to SQL Server or any RDBMS system or any programming language, if you use the big int, right? Right, it will pre-allocate the space. Even if you store only 2-digit value, it will consume more space. So if it is a 2 digits or 3 digits, better you can go for tiny int. So in that case, even if it pre-allocates 3 digits, right? Instead of big int, let's 10, it requires 10 digits, right? So whether you store 2 or 3, by default, it will occupy that much of space in your memory, like a 10 bedroom house. Okay. But tiny int, yeah, I know very well. Only four people or 5 to 4 people only stay in a house. Then you can use 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom house. Why you need to hire a 10 bedroom house? So tiny int. Okay, likewise, different types are available within the integer data type itself. And decimal also, we have different data types. Decimal, money, and small money, and numeric. Money is somewhat similar to your Power BI, Power Query we discussed, right? The money is fixed to 2 decimal values, this one. The next one is the decimal data type. So here the decimal, the decimal values can, you can have more than 2 decimal values, more than 2 digits also in the decimal part. And then we have small money and numeric. Different data types are available. And if you see here, the integer data type, takes the values anywhere between the width. Okay, so you can store this much of this big value between this range to this range. Okay, and bit is a binary data type, 0 to 1. It takes only either 0 or 1. The decimal takes anywhere between these two values. Such a big number, you can store it. The date type, so 1753 January 1st to this one only you can store it. If you wanted to store January 1st, beyond this, right? 10,000, if you store it, it will not work. It will throw an error. Okay. So even for the date, there is a range. Okay. And character data type. So we have some character data type and var character data type. So as the name suggests, var character, the beauty of this one is it's something like, OYO hotel. Let's say, instead of renting a house with 10-bedroom house, what you're hiring a room in a Hoyo hotel. Based on the number of visitors, either you can allocate more number of rooms or less number of rooms. Let's say you expected 10 visitors, you can you can rent a 10 room, or you expected 10 only, 5 they came, you can tell them, no, we have 5 rooms, you give me, that is enough. So the same philosophy is applicable here. It will not pre-allocate. For example, where car of 60, if you specify the employee name or customer name, right? Last name. So let's say customer first name. If you listen to the where car is, let's say 30 you have used it, the memory 30 cells will be used. But a specific person name is Babu. Just only it requires 4 letter. It requires only 4 cells to store in the memory. But since you mentioned 10 or 25, the remaining 21. So let's say 25 minus 4 letters, Babu. You left with 21 cells will remain preoccupied in the memory unnecessarily. That is possible in the case of car, whereas in the case of where car, it's kind of a OYO hotel. So as in more number of people come, on a need basis, you can book the rooms. Okay, whereas here it automatically, for example, even if you define it the worker as 30, if the person name is just consists of only 4 letters, it will allocate only that much. Okay, the remaining, let's say 30 minus 4 is how much? 26 cells will be freed from the memory. Whereas in the case of car, it is fixed one. If you specify 30 here, even if you store 4 letters, even if you store 2 letters or 8 letters, it will consume 30, 30 in your memory. So varchar is more helpful. It's dynamic. Okay. The next one is the binary length, and next one is these are the built-in functions are available: absolute, and round, ceiling, floor, count, min, max, sum, exponential, power is numeric. These are the different numeric data type related built-in functions are available. Yeah, this is where SQL's SSMS. Look here, once you click on this one, the SSMS, right, from your start button, it will open up the SSMS client like this. So you don't have to change anything, you simply hit the connect button. Okay, now it will take some time to connect. Now it got connected. So what you see on the left side is your Object Explorer. In the Objects Explorer, you can see the server name here, localhost SQL Express. This is your server name. And these are the default thing that you can see it, the databases, all the things. In the Object Explorer, what you do is you just click the plus icon next to the databases. It will get expanded. So these are the databases I already created. In your system, nothing will be there. If you want to create a database, pretty simple. You need to click on the database. But remember one thing in the real world, once you get into project, you will not have the rights to create the database. Okay. And you do not have any rights to drop the database. Okay. This is the responsibility of the database administrator. But for learning purpose in your laptop, you have to create the database on your own. So how to create the database? Select this one and right click on this. Click on the new database. Look here, the database name. Here, you need to specify the database name. Here you just specify demo database 4, some name, okay? And then, but once you get into product, they will give you the database name. I think if they don't give it, you need to ask them, please give me the database name and connection details. They will give you it. So I just typed only one thing, demo database 4 in the database name field. Next, I'm going to hit the OK button. That's it. Database name is demo database 4. The database is ready. It got created. Your database is ready, right? And the next step, what is the next step? The next step is you can click on the new query here. Look here, new query. Click on the new query. It will open up a script window. This is where you can write your SQL query. You can write your SQL query, okay? And here, if you want to create a table, how do I create a table? For example, in the interest of time, I just click on this one. And here the open recent files. Okay, what I will do is I will just let's say this is my DDL and DML script. Already I have created it. What we will do is I will just go ahead and create some table in this database. Create the database, you are clear, but this database doesn't have any tables. How can I say that? If you expand this one, the newly created database, next to that, you will find the plus key, plus icon. If you click on it, you will find all the things. Next to the tables, if you click on this plus sign, you will not find anything because you just now you created a database, it's empty database, right? It's something like just now you bought a house. You need to buy the furniture, everything, right? Now, you need to create a table now. So how do I create the table? See here, I have a lot of databases are there. We need to tell SQL Server, hey, select this database. In this database, I want you to create the table. So for that, how do I select the database? To select the database, for example, first of all, I'm going to put a comment here. How to put comment here? Double hyphen. Select the database. Select the database. First step. And then the next step is, this is the comment, okay? Comment in the sense, in the SQL engine, when you execute this one, when it comes to the third line, and when it sees these two lines, it will not execute this statement. This is a comment that is for our purpose, okay? And next one is use the demo database to, look here, I just typed demo. It gives me the list of database that are already available. I'm going to double click on it. That's all. It saves my typing time, right? And I'm going to use go statement followed by this one. This is my uses followed by the use. You need to specify database. This is a keyword. Go is also a keyword. Okay. The database name can be anything, but what are the database that you specify? That database should be there. Sorry, this is database 4, right? This is the database you wanted to select it. And then in this database, I want to create the table. Okay. Step 1 is select the database. And step 2, create the tables. Create the tables in the demo database 4. So why it is in green color? Because you mentioned hyphen before, sorry, two hyphen, right? Two hyphen before this one. Whatever you text you want to type it, and then you put it before that the double hyphen. So this line will not execute by SQL Server. It is considered as a comment for us, for the developer to understand what this command does, all the things. Okay. Next one is the table, how to create a table. In the interest of time, I just go and create, the script already available. I just copy this, and then, yeah, as a developer, you should know when to copy, when to do the copy pasting. You should be smart. If you take a lot of time in creating the table, everything, right? So here, the syntax for creating the table is create table. All the blue colored ones are this, the reserved word. You have to use that one. So in this case, to create a table, you need to use this command. And then followed by that, you need to specify the table name. In this case, the table name is depart. And within the parentheses, you need to specify the column name. And followed by the column name, specify the data type. This is a int, this is a varchar, and inside the parenthesis 14, 13 is these are the data type, right? Sorry, width of the these columns. Each column's width is this way. The next one is a constraint and the primary key. These are the, so in this case, the depart number column, it should not have the duplicates values in it. Right? That is the primary. Using the primary key column only, you can uniquely identify rows in your data set. Okay. And I selected this set of commands. I'm going to click on the execute. Now commands succeeded. No error. If you get error, you need to fix it. Then you made some syntax mistake. Fine. Don't worry, I will share the script for now. Okay, you can. Next one is the employee table. Same way, I'm going to execute it. Got executed. Okay. So in this, we have this many number of columns, and each column data type you mentioned. The higher date is a date data type, and decimal 7,2. So here 7,2. Okay. And the depart number. What is the primary key in this table? Employee number. Okay, good question. A question from Deepika, right? Not so, yeah, Deepika's question is, do I have to have a primary key for each and every column? Yes, each and every table. Yes, you have to have a primary key. But there are some cases we don't define any primary key at all. Okay, that is an exceptional case. But most of the case, we make sure that we give the primary key. But there are some tables, right? You will be having composite key. Okay, instead of having a single column, for example, employee number and depart number, primary key, employee number, comma, depart number also you can create. More than one key column also you can use it to create a primary key. That is called composite primary key. Fine, we have created two tables. Very good. And when I try to select this again, and when I click on execute, it will throw an error. This object, see, everything is object, okay? It's a table, right? Employee is a table. This table is already created. Why you are trying to create it? It throws an error, okay? Okay, fine. Now I create the table. How do I insert the data in the table? So we have something called insert into command. Look here, I just copy everything. And then go to this window, right click on it, paste it, and then you select this one. So here, the insert into statement. Insert into is the reserved word. Values is also, reserved key. So all the blue colors are reserved word. This one. So now I created a table called department. In the department table, I need to use it, right? I need to insert the data. How many columns are there in the departmental? Depart number, department, locate. 3 columns. Hence, you need to insert 3 values. So here I put begin end. This represents some kind of transaction. All these statements will be sent to your backend SQL server in one go. I'm going to click on execute. So one row affected. 4 rows got inserted. How can I check this table as the data got stored in department table? So for that, you can use select star from depart table. See, it's pretty simple, right? English, like it is English language only. Select star from, select all the values from the table department. And then you select this one, click on execute. It, and in the bottom, it will show the results. And you have another tab called messages, and how much time it took to execute the query. You can say how many number of rows are there. And you can see the data also here. So this table, department table, has 4 records in it. And depart number, D name, locate. Okay, it's a very simple one. Similarly, we need to insert the data in employee table instead of typing each and everything, right? So we want to be smart in terms of saving time. Select all the things, and already this statement is available. Insert statement, and go back to this window and scroll down, put here, and then you select all the insert related. Click on execute. Look at this many number of data got stored in your employee table. Table name is employee. Select star from. I just put it here. Select star from employee. This many number of columns are then employee table. What is employee table first of all? One second, please. Query the table. Once you insert the data, to check whether the data got loaded into the table, or if you want to view the data, you can use this command select star from employee. And then if you want to know how many number of records got loaded in this table, at the right bottom corner, you can see something called 14 rows. This is the one, right? So this is this many number of records are there in this data set. And on the left side, if you want to see it, right, in the demo database 4 only, we created, these tables, everything. And these tables are not visible. What can I do now? You can click on the refresh button. And then next to the tables, you will find the plus icon, expand it. You'll find these two tables. Look here, department employee table. Now it is visible. So in this database, we have two tables with, right? Make sure that you are clicking on the refresh as soon as you create a table, okay? And the other way of querying the database, right? Table, right? You select this table, employee, right click on it, and then you have select top 1000 rows. That's all. This query got created. So here, now you understood what is the advantage of SSMS tool. The one what we are seeing is called SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. So I just selected the table name, I right clicked on it, and I can see this, this query got generated automatically. You don't have to type each and every, thing, right? Just that's the reason why SSMS is very much developer friendly. All you need to just select this one, click on the execute, that's all. And similarly, if you wanted to see the data stored in a departmental, select the department, right click on it and select top 1000 rows. Another window will get open. So you can see this one. This is where department. If you want all the things in a single window, you can copy this one and then you can close this one. And then next one is here itself you want to say, you can paste it here also. You can copy paste. Look here, the comment. Either you can specify the comment, forward slash, followed by you can use star. And again, at the end of the comment, you can use this one, okay? Star followed by forward slash. So whatever you type in between, that is your comment. But when you use this notation, you can type multi-lines comment. But what I thought was single line comment, double hyphen, okay? Followed with a double hyphen, if you type in, that is also a comment. But if you want to if you specify the comment in multiple lines, this is the notation that you need to use it. Okay. So look here, everything is generated automatically by SQL Server, SSMS tool. So now you learned how to create the table, how to insert the data, how to query the data to view whether the data got inserted or not. The next step is I just go back to the SQL Server and you have something else called update statement. Like I said, CRUD operation. Once you store the data in a table, you can perform CRUD operation. You can insert the data, you can update the data, you can delete the data, you can modify the data. For example, I want to see the employee's salary. Update employee. So you need to use a reservoir called update, and in the employee table, for example, you want to check, in the employee table, you want to see the where employee number. So instead of that, I'm going to, so for this guys, I want to see this employee number 7369 detail. Sorry, I mistakenly clicked on it. Okay, click on execute now. Look here. This employee ID 7369 is related to Smith, and he's a clerk, and his manager is this guy, this number ID, hire date, and salary. This is the salary he's getting it. Supposing I want to increase his salary, okay, and salary is equal to 1000, or I want to modify his salary, or I want to add how much he's getting, 800, right? So 200. So update the employee table, which means the employee, you modify the employee table for what? Always make sure that you're using where clause, okay? For the Smith employee, this employee ID is 2369. For the Smith, I want to add 200 rupees for the existing salary. Okay. So now I'm going to execute this one. So you just remember this. This guy is getting 800 salary. Now it will become 1000. And if I select the query again to check it again, yes, from 800 it got changed to 1000. Okay. So you can select the data. You can select only the specific row using the where class, and then you can use update statement. Even the update statement, make sure that you are always using where class. If you don't know based on what condition you need to update the table data, you need to check with your manager or your team lead. This is very much important. Don't ever give an update statement without where clause, because we are working with huge millions and millions of records of data. If you don't use a where clause and if you do the update statement, it will it is literally bring down your system performance. Okay. Hence, it is mandatory that you have to use where clause wherever it is required. The table size is very small, then you can, you don't have to specify where clause, but if you don't specify where clause, all the records in your table will get modified with the same value. If had I not specified, what would have happened? All the employees' salary will get added with 200, right? That is wrong. We want to add, we want to give 200 rupees as a conveyance for our bonus for this specific employee. So this statement is available. So this is how you can modify the data. Using select star, you can query the data from a table. And how to insert the data, we already seen it. Insert into values. That is what we have seen it here. Sorry, this one is not required. So my God, okay, no, cancel. So how to insert the data, we have seen it. Insert into values, everything. Okay, but when you insert the data, make sure that whatever the number of columns are in the employee table, how many columns are there? 2, 4, 6, 8 columns. For each column, you have to specify the value. If you don't specify the value, it will throw an error. Supposing you think, in a specific column, you don't want to insert any value, you don't have any data in it, you can put null for that specific column. But if I have 8 columns are there in my table, and if I try to insert the table with only 7 values, it will throw an error. For one column, value is missing. If you don't know the value for a specific column, you can put null here for the time being, and in a later point, you can modify this using update statement. So how do I delete the record from a table? So insert, update, query the data, select, and then delete. Yes, I'm going to delete from table. Delete employee table. Okay, if you give this one, the entire table will get deleted. The data, okay, table structure will be there. Or delete from where class, where employee number is equivalent to 7369. What I'll do is I will use some kind of begin transaction. Okay, this I will explain it later. Transaction, and then roll back. Here I'm going to execute everything here. So one row affected. Now if I select star from employee, sorry, I should have, yeah. Okay, and if I say select star from employee where M37369, it is there. Okay, let me do one thing. Sorry, I should have done it up to this. Okay, now if you see 7369, nothing is there. This record got deleted. Delete employee. And if you want to roll back, that is possible. When you roll back, hey, please, undo the delete. Okay, give me the old data back. So using rollback, you can get back the record which you deleted it a while back, right? You can get back the deleted record. It's something like Control Z, right? So with rollback, okay? So you might be asking why begin transaction roll. So only when you put the delete statement or update statement inside the begin transaction, you can do rollback, okay? You can roll back. So hence we use, we start with begin transaction. Inside the begin transaction, you put whatever the commands that you want to do. Later point time, if you think, hey man, I deleted it mistakenly, On rollback, that is possible. But if you directly give delete employee or employee, it will get deleted permanently. You cannot get back again. So using begin transaction, along with that, if you specify rollback, so this record will get deleted. But at the same time, later point time, if you click on rollback, if you select rollback and execute it, it will roll back you'll get back the deleted records again into a table. So now you learned how to insert the data, how to modify the data using update statement, how to delete the records, how to roll back the data, everything you learned it. So what we'll do is, we will continue the session tomorrow, same time, right? So that we'll be in a position to, so even I want to complete it early because one of the other things are coming up from my personal point of view also.